Hello everyone, Crystal Putoff here, and this is the second part of this very unique design. This was the egg I drew out last week, where it has a border, a barrel border, what I call here, that is a little below the halfway point, and then these diagonals that end up with this triangle here in the middle. So this was my practice egg where I drew the lines, and the practice egg has some bumps. It also has a little crack in it. So I redrew it on another egg, and I have applied the wax. So what you're seeing there is wax, not pencil lines. The order I did the wax, I waxed this line that went around like there that I drew, and then I waxed another line just right above it. I did not draw that line with a pencil. I just followed along with what I had done there. And then I waxed this line that I had drawn, and then I waxed another line around it. I then waxed these. So there was a line there from where I had drawn these. So that line there, I put a small line on either side of it. And then I did the diamonds. So I did that first. Then I waxed the line that started at the diamond point and came up and went over. And then I waxed this line, and that one we had also drawn. Then I waxed the next line, and then I made sure that it, lined up here with that line and that line. Kind of worked my way around. I ended up with this square at the top. And then I kind of marked it out, and I put these diamonds in. And you'll notice, like, the diamond in this band, the second one, lines up with this one. So that was how I did that. Now, what I want to do now is I am going to put another line around this top on the inside, so that'll be a double line there. So just kind of following along with what's already there. And I am using a fine Pisgah that is becoming camera shy. Try that again. Okay. Oops. Here we go, that's a nicer line. And I think this, where it's like the double border, just gives it kind of a little bit of a finished touch. The other place I'm going to put the double line is inside this triangle, but I'm only going to put it on two lines. So I'm going to start up here at this point, and I'm going to go down to there. So I make a little dot, very little, I guess. Okay, and then I follow that along. To there. And then I'll come over here, and I will bring that up to there. So there's a double line in there. And I'll do that. I will do that on all four of these. And okay, and I will go back and I will do that on the other two. next thing I want to do is I'm going to draw in here this 8-pointed star that looks like that. And how I do that on one of these is I'm going to draw, and when I say draw, I'm drawing with the Kiska, a line that goes from one point to the next, and then here, so each of the kind of making a cross. And then I will divide that in half. And then I will come back and I'm going to make the points of the stars. So there and there. And then I'll do that around. And an 8-pointed star is a sign of Christ. And as I'm making these points here, you're sort of making the letter M for Mary. Okay. So it looks like that. And again, I'll do that in all of these. Now in here, what I'm going to do, and again, you can do anything you want in these, but what I'm going to do is another kind of a star where you make a tic-tac-toe, or the pound sign, or the hashtag, whatever you, as I like to say it, whatever your generation. So you make that. And now in each one of these, I'll call it the center ones, I'm going to make a little triangle on each side, and it's really very small. You don't need to make it too big. If you make it too big, it looks kind of blobby, and I prefer to do this. Is how I prefer to do mine. So, okay, so I'm going to do an 8-pointed star, and then in the next one, I'm going to do 2 very thin lines that intersect. Like that. And then I'll do another hashtag pound sign tic-tac-toe. And then I'll make my little points. And this egg is, it's not a white egg, it's kind of this very pale olive green color. This egg was given to me by my friend Jenna Maxwell, who raises chickens. And I forgot to ask her what kind of chicken it was, but it's a farm fresh egg. Well, when I got them, they were farm fresh. This one's blown out, but these really take the dye so well. Okay, so I will do that in all of these borders. Now then the last thing I'm going to do in white is I'm going to do this on the bottom. On the other egg that I did did it slightly different. I outlined it in yellow and then I went back and filled it in. And the reason I did it that way was because I forgot to make the little swirls when the egg was still white. So this is called a design element. So it's different from what the original pattern was, and that's okay. So to do this, I make this a small cursive C, and not everyone has learning cursive, but that is how I make these. And I don't know if you can see, but there are lines there from where I drew the original pattern. That's the one where I drew it darker. Okay. So I'm going to use those to put 2 small C's inside each one of the sections. So I'm going to make a small C here and a small C here. I could have actually divided that into each one of those 8 sections into another one. And I'm making these letter C's. And the reason I'm trying to do 2 in each is then it will line up nicely when I get back to where I started. And this is a wave, which is a sign of everlasting life. It's a sign for water, for baptism. And then see it lined back up there. So I have those C's. Now what I do is I go back, and you can see there's a little bit of a gap there, so I'll fill that in, and then I'll kind of come up, and then I'll kind of make a little swirl like that, and I'll go around and I will do that on all of these. And this element takes some practice. So practice drawing it with pencil on a piece of paper. Practice on a practice egg. And once you kind of get the rhythm of it down, it's a really nice design element. So I'm going to do those things, and then I am going to dye the egg yellow. And so when we come back, this egg will be yellow, and I will be doing the next set of designs on the egg. Thanks for watching.